and welcome along to this video. In this video I'm going to talk to you today about the recently released 4K version of The New York Ripper. Now this film here was released originally in 1982 and it is one of the last great gore fests from Lucio Fulci, and it's not for the faint-hearted, I've got to admit. If you can imagine, it's Lucio Fulci's homage to, he says, to Alfred Hitchcock, with about as much gore and exploitation than he could throw in, and I think that delivers on that basis. I watched it last night and I was really blown away by the picture quality. Now I'm comparing this to my original 2010-2011 Blu-ray from Blue Underground, and it is leaps and bounds ahead of that. The HDR on here is amazing. The colours on here just are so vibrant and luxurious. You could even see the pop. And also the sound quality on here is Dolby Atmos. It does have a couple of other Dolby. It's had Dolby Atmos. It's got 5.1 DTS and also 1.0 DTS HD. And I watched it in Dolby Atmos and I was really impressed by it. The score on it is a good score, and the music on it was really it had a lot of bass in the sound of the music. The soundtrack in here is my favourite Fulci soundtrack, but I do appreciate that it's not your usual gothic masterpieces that he had put in his previous work, but that's because of the nature of the film. It would have looked out of place. Now the film itself, the picture quality on it is really, really pin sharp. The colours in it are just unbelievable. There is grain on it, but not that much actually. It's quite slight. The skin tones on people are absolutely mind-blowing, considering when this film was shot and what elements they must have used. So it does say on the back that it says the 4K scanned in 4K 16-bit from the original 35mm 2-perf camera negative. It's presented with Dolby Vision HDR and new Dolby Atmos audio mix, gushing with hours of extras. So yeah, so if you're wanting the best ever version of the New York Ripper, well, this is it. I imported this from America by Wow HD, and it was about £24 with about an extra £5 on it. It's for not for postage, but for taxes or something like that. But even that's a great price to get this, and I'm glad I got it very quickly because I got the slipcase with it. Which these films, I've got them all in slipcases now, which I'm really pleased with. That's what I wanted to happen to these ones. I wanted to get them ASAP. I've got them. I don't think they'll ever be topped in quality. So for me, I've reached the pinnacle of these Lucio Fulci films, these certain Lucio Fulci films, and that'll do me just fine. Now, in this box, you get the 4K of the film, and you also get the 2019 Blu-ray of the film. Now this one also had the extras on here, but it also has the Blu-ray film on as well, which the other ones don't have. They have the extras, but the film is not on that one, probably because it wasn't on that disc in the original package. You're just getting the original package one from the extra disc from the package. But this one here is probably the only disc that was in there apart from the soundtrack. You don't get the soundtrack in this one. Now I've got to admit, I put the Blu-ray on of it, and the Blu-ray is pretty good. So in that respect, if you had the 2019 version of this on Blu-ray, you might see that there is not a huge jump in quality. It's good, and you do get much sharper, and the sharpness and the skin is better on the 4K without a shadow of a doubt. The colours are better, but the Blu-ray isn't that far behind them. So maybe you might be not tempted to go up from the 2019 to this 4K version, but I was more than happy to do it because I went from my 2010 version on Blu-ray to this 4K version. It's like night and day. There's no comparisons you can be made, and it's just two different movies really. The amount of work they put into this is you can see that they've done an amazing job. It's never looked any better, it's never sounded any better, and for me this presentation is the best you're ever going to see the New York Ripper. Now this film isn't for everybody. it is brutal and it is very misogynistic, and Lucio Fulci set out to be that way. He wanted to amp it up in that realm. I don't know if that's why this film gained that much of a notoriety, that they might have thought it was a little bit too misogynistic and too brutal towards women, because women would always get it in the horror films, but I think they got it to a different level in this film. But that being said, it is what it is, and if you know Lucio Fulci's work, you will know to expect that there is a large amount of gore aimed at women. But the film itself is great. I do like this film. I've always liked this film, and I do know its notoriety is something that's elevated it to its sort of like cult level. But for me, it's not my favourite Lucio Fulci film. But I'm trying to. When I got it, I wanted to know how it fared up with this one here, which at this point was my favourite. It still is my favourite Lucio Fulci film, and is it also a better quality than this one? Well, I've got to admit that this one for me is the better of the two in the quality wise. This one is just unbelievable quality wise. This is probably the best ever looking Fulci film you might ever get, and it's great to see these two, you know, in the same format. So for me, it isn't better than that, but it's very close to being up there with it. To me at this point, from watching these films, it's definitely second to Zombie, but I haven't watched them all yet, so there might be a little bit of a change in that. But it's a phenomenal presentation, Zombie. I have my original review I did of it. I'll link it down below, but beware, it was filmed 2 months ago before I really knew what I was doing. It was when I first started this channel, and also the screen ratio was a little bit too long, but I've corrected that now. But at the time it looks a little bit wrong, but bear with it. You can look at that down below, and I will give my views on that film when I watched it back then. So yeah, so getting back to this one, it has got a lot of extras on here. It does have like a lot of it has an audio commentary, and it has some interviews with some of the stars. And I would say that it's got an interview with Stephen Thrower, which I like to see Stephen Thrower's work in conjunction with Fulci, because he seems to be a bit of an expert with him. And so the final thoughts on this is that for me it's a must buy. If you want to get the slipcover, I would imagine, like you did with the other ones, to act quickly. Otherwise it will go out of print, and it will be round about £1 bazillion on eBay, no doubt, like it always happens. To me though, this film here is well worth being in this collection with the likes of Zombie, and I'm just so glad I've got it. And it was a you know, on day of when it was announced it was out, I immediately bought it. And I do urge anybody who is familiar with the works of Fulci to do get this one, and if you haven't even got it, it's well worth the money. I think you'll be amazed by the picture quality on here. The film itself is really good. I do really like it, but be advised that it is brutal, and it also is from 1982, so there's a lot of 82 isms to it concerning the story and the way that the women are treated and stuff like that. But that being said, I find it a very enjoyable film for what it is. So thanks for watching this review. I will be doing another review of The House by the Cemetery, which was also released on the same day as this one in 4K. I haven't watched that yet, but when I watched it I will do a review of it. And final thoughts on this, like I say, is I urge you to buy this one. It is, for me, a day one purchase. But if you have the 2019 version, you might want to maybe get it at a cheaper price if you can, or maybe not upgrade. It's up to yourselves, because my 4K player would obviously upgrade the Blu-ray a touch, and it did look perfectly good. But it's up to yourselves. But I'm really glad I picked it up. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like the button. Please bless the button. Please press the button to like, and also if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be great. It's free, and why not? Okay, so thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Cheers.